going on, everybody? Future Specs here, back with another video, and today we're going over our new series called Overlooked, and we're going to be talking about comic books that are not appreciated as much as they should be. Let's get into it.
Okay, guys, so this is a new series we're starting where we're going to be highlighting books that aren't really in focus, books that are kind of being overlooked. Doesn't necessarily mean key books like how we do for Sleeper Keys. It could just be a cool cover, cool story, a writer, or a series that isn't really in the focus that we just want to bring light to.
Yeah, so I mean, this is kind of similar to Sleeper Keys, but it's not necessarily speculative. It's kind of just like books that are being unappreciated. It's books that we really like, that we think that maybe not a lot of people know about, and we want to bring to light to the community. You know, everyone on their shows talks about Hulk 181, X-Men 1. Everybody knows that those books, and they're cool. But we want to talk about some books that maybe you haven't seen before, and maybe you don't have in your collection.
So first up, my first pick, I have a book that is kind of relevant right now with The Boys season 3 coming out soon. We just got the trailer. So a lot of the covers in this series are incredible and just I don't see a lot of people talking about them. So what I want to talk about is The Boys 30, which is specifically the variant for it, which was done by Jim Lee. So
Great
this is
artist.
an incredible cover of Butcher, and I mean it's Jim Lee artwork on a indie comic that it was his only cover he did. It's an incredible cover. There's a couple of variants of the variant. There's like this negative version, then I believe there's a virgin as well. So this is just an awesome cover by an awesome artist of an awesome series that I feel like you guys should definitely be trying to look for.
Yeah, that's interesting. Obviously, legendary Jim Lee, legendary for X-Men and Batman, some main titles.
Yeah.
But here he is on this indie book, doing a variant cover. It's pretty interesting, pretty cool.
Yeah, which at the time the series wasn't as big as it is now too. So it's really surprising that they got Jim Lee to do a cover.
Yeah, really awesome book, man. Yeah. All right, guys. So my pick here is Comic Reader 129. This is a preview appearance of Nova, and I thought, hey, let's pick this because Nova just recently got confirmed kind of for a movie. And Nova 1 is obviously super hyped up. But I think this is like a really cool book that if you're a Nova fan, you should probably grab. So it's a lot smaller than a normal comic book, and it's kind of like an advertisement. It's like a fan-made fanzine advertisement that talks inside about books coming out and books, just talks about comic books inside from the 70s. And I really like these. They're really cool. I believe Roy Thomas was the editor on this at one point. And it's very, very awesome stuff. Very much of comic collecting history. Because even back then, like we're doing now, talking about books, even back in the early 70s, people were talking about comic books like this.
And
but
that's how they did it, through the fan made stuff.
Yeah. So it's really awesome, and obviously it has that great Nova cover. And I like how it's smaller and it's black and white, and I really think it's a really cool book. Awesome, comic book history right here. So I think that's definitely one. If you're a Nova fan, you must have that in your collection.
So my second and last pick is a newer book. It came out about a month ago, and that is Heavy Metal Drummer #1 from Behemoth Comics. So this is a really awesome series. I mean, I've seen a lot of people talking about it on Instagram, but still not as many as I believe it deserves. It's a great story by a newer writer, and it's basically set in the 80s in LA. This drummer of a metal band finds these interdimensional aliens that are starting to invade Earth, and he has to stop them. So it's a super awesome story. The artwork is incredible. It's a style I haven't really seen before. So I really recommend this book to lots of people, especially if aliens, metal, 80s LA, like it's lots of stuff wrapped into it. That's awesome.
Yeah, and it's cool because we're both Wes is bigger than me, but we're both pretty big metal heads. We both really like that music. We talk about music, so it's cool that the comic books also intricate this, type of music that we like. It's very cool.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So I'm sticking with that preview theme because I think I really like previews. We don't want to get into the debate of it's previews, first appearances, blah blah blah. For me personally, I like collecting them. I think they are cool. I don't
Yeah, it's a cool
whether the
thing in your collection.
yeah, you know, whether you think their first appearance is not, you know, if you think it is, go buy it. If you don't buy it. But this is a really cool book. This is Amazing Heroes 131, and this is actually the first preview appearance of Venom. So you see
Oh
that book
wow.
on the cover there, and then we're gonna throw up an interior page from it, or like an interior picture. And again, this is another thing that kind of talking about the upcoming stuff in Spider-Man, and this is the first time you actually see Venom in print. So I think it's really cool. It's a really, you know, awesome part of comic book history. I love these fanzines. I like, you know, I just really like them. I like the history of it. You know,
Yeah.
again, you
And
know,
there's some
people
awesome
like us.
covers on them too. Like look at the Foom
Yeah,
books.
exactly. Yeah, like like the Foom, these you know, the comic readers, all that fanzine stuff I like to collect. I think they're really awesome. And I love Venom. So this is a cool alternative to Amazing Spider-Man 300, which, you know, there's
Yeah.
so many of them out there and everybody knows that book. But and yeah, so not as many people know about this book compared to ASM 300. You know what I mean? Like it's everyone
Yeah.
knows that book. Everyone knows Spider-Man 300. It's a great book, but you know, this is a little bit less known and it's, you know, a little bit different. It's an oddball book, but it's very cool and I really like it.
So that was the first episode of this new series we're starting called Overlooked. So if you guys enjoyed this, let us know what you thought down in the comments. And please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. We're getting really close to 500, which we're going to be doing
Yeah.
an awesome charity giveaway for. So you guys definitely don't want to miss out on that.
Stay tuned for that, man. We're really excited. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace.
See ya.